the last couple of years since the fires, it's become even more difficult to recruit people here. We were having a housing crisis in Sonoma County prior to that. As we are recruiting in the last 2 years, we've lost 1 in 5 of our finalists because they can't find a housing solution.
We have 14 care centers in Sonoma County. We have a hospital, we have an urgent care, we do hospice care, cancer care, imaging centers, and our biggest challenge is to have people stay here, because what we find is even people who are well paid with above average salaries, housing prices are outside of their reach.
We continue to see more and more pressure put on housing as our folks are pushed out based on rising rents. It's really impacting our businesses, not only in the downtown core, but throughout Healdsburg. As you take a look at our business mix, a lot of those folks who are being displaced, it puts a larger pressure on the businesses in town to be able to find housing. They're having to go farther and farther to find the folks that can support those businesses.
We often are putting our faculty in transitionary housing. They're living in residence halls, they're living in apartments. Some of them bring their RVs. They're very ingenious in that space, but that's not the best situation or the best way for us to have faculty then show up in the classroom ready to do the work they do. So we had to look at solutions that didn't fit inside the box of how we've always operated within the state and within the CSU. And it was really serendipity, I think, that connected Sonoma State with the Housing Land Trust. That has really been a wonderful solution for us in terms of being able to provide some inventory that's a purchased home that you own, that you feel pride in a way that we couldn't otherwise provide quickly. It would take me 3 to 5 years to build homes, and we're already housing faculty within 6 months of the fires being over.
When a developer is building units and you're requiring inclusionary housing, the city, I think, has an obligation to ensure that those units are affordable for whatever income category that those folks buy into as long as possible. And using the Housing Land Trust model ensures that those units will be affordable in that price range, and really in perpetuity.
With Brody Ranch specifically, we worked with Dev and her team all the way through the entitlement process, meeting with city representatives, city officials on making sure everyone was on the same page and understanding what was going to be going into the workforce housing element at Brody Ranch.
I wouldn't do it if I didn't have someone like you, because it's very difficult in the bureaucracy we deal with today to get through the system. It's very difficult when you're trying to help people to do something and you can't, and it becomes all tied up in red tape. Dealing with your organization makes it like seamless.
It's very seamless. It just makes it easy. It's almost a one-stop shop where we can just say, here's all the units. We're going to deliver the same product and quality that we do in all of our market rate housing, but we just are very happy that the Land Trust is able to find deserving families, qualified individuals to get into these units.
I've been working with the Housing Land Trust for, probably 8 years now. They do everything from soup to nuts. They'll actually work with city staff and the developer, lining out what the regulatory agreements look like and the deed restrictions and all of those things that go into what the agreement actually works between the city, Land Trust, and the developer. They also pre-qualify all of the applicants, and so they handle all of the outreach, and they've just been amazing to work with. What sets Land Trust apart with some others is they're there from the beginning to the end with these residents. So it's not only when they come in, they pre-screen them, but once they're in the house, they actually work with them to make sure they stay in the house.
And then they steward that process. They help them on the move-in day to warmly welcome them to their new home, go through a lovely ceremony of welcoming them, and then stay with them in the years to come about what does it take to be a homeowner, to maintain your house, to stay on top of your mortgage. They really provide the whole package for our employees on how to be a successful homeowner.
The reason we keep coming back is we see results. And it's very frustrating when you have a limited amount of time to put time into something and nothing comes out of it. When we look with the Housing Land Trust, we know that once we start, there's going to be an end result that's positive, and that's what we look for.
We're very thankful that we've been introduced to the Housing Land Trust. It's been a great partnership and relationship. We hope we can continue onwards into the future.
I commend the Land Trust for what they're doing, and I would just encourage other municipalities and agencies to take a look at this model and emulate it.